Can't even hear the music anymore, so remember.
You know what? I just realized I think I want to get rid of that thing in the beginning because it's really annoying me because I honestly forgot that we were going live. That thing in the beginning where it's just like, I just want to just jump right into it next time. But we're good. We're back in the studio in Podcast Junkies. I was texting Ethan back about a video. We're fired up to be here right now. NFL draft recap, NHL playoffs, and NBA playoffs. I mean, who's really gives a shit about NBA? But we're fired up. Dolphins had a big draft. I want to know, before I even say anything, what is your guys' opinion on the overall draft, graded A through F? Kahari, starting with you.
Wow, you put me on the spot. Which camera am I looking at, by the way? Yeah, Eric. Second to last right here? No. Here.
This
right in the middle?
Yeah, right there where you're looking. Where your face is. Look.
Right here.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Anyways, to answer your question, you put me on the spot. What I think of the draft. Whew, initially, if you would have asked me, dude, I was ready to panic. I as soon as I saw our first overall pick, of course, I thought this is typical Miami Dolphins fashion, not drafting who the fans think we should draft, of course. Not that we're GMs, but if I had to grade it A through F, I'm going to give us a solid B. And I'm going to give us a B just with the depth and just the different positions that we did address during the draft. So I would give us a B. I don't want to be like too optimistic and give it an A, but it could turn into an A based on what I do see on the field.
Fair enough, Dad.
I would have to agree with you. I think a B is a fair number for a fair grade for them. I felt like, and I was talking to you, Zach, about this while it was going on. I felt like in the beginning there were a little bit of a deer in headlights, and the reason why is I think they were so dialed into the players that they wanted, and they wanted who they wanted, and we could discuss that in a little bit. But I think while overall I'm happy with the volume of the players that they got, and they're going to hit on a few, they're definitely going to miss on a few. But I think the only problem that I had with it was the value that they got for some of the players. Like Caden Proctor, listen, when Caleb Downs falls in your lap at 11 and Dallas comes up to grab him, I think there was two problems with that. First of all, the trade value that they got for such a valuable chip there was absolutely horrible. And you know that because when the Eagles switched with Dallas, we got two late fits, by the way, at the end of the fifth round for moving one spot back
to early
Caleb
fourth.
Wobbs. And then you got then the Eagles trade with you. Dallas moves back 3 later in the round and gets 2 regular 4s. That was a problem for me.
Could have gotten more for sure. Definitely could have gotten more. And like you said, John, when there's a sensational, generational talent like Caleb Downs available, you grab him. You don't leave that hanging. That's like Jamar Chase being available on the board as a wide receiver, which Jamar Chase is generational talent. Safety, we need to fix that hole. You let a guy like Minkah Fitzpatrick walk. Yes, he's older in his career. Yes, he needed to get paid. Yes, Javon Holland. But safety was an area that we needed to address. And he fell to you. He was right there. We talked about guys like Carnell Tate, who we wanted at wide receiver. But obviously,
I didn't want Carnell.
But some people also said you don't draft a wide receiver that early. But whatever. I'm just saying there were big names. I did not think there was any chance that Caleb Downs would be available. There were some fans that were torn between Ruben Bain. I know you guys aren't 2 of them that were as well, but Ruben Bain was available. It's just like when I see Caleb Downs on the board, and I'm texting Zach during this draft, and he's way ahead of me than I am, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, what is going on? They want to get on the pot. They want to get pot. They want to be noticed. Well, you know. Oh, Lord. Oh
boy. We're letting people in off the street now, I see.
That's all right.
Jeez. But anyways, again, like when you have a guy like Caleb Downs there that you can go ahead and draft, you draft him. And I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of thoughts. I mean, I got a little sidetracked there for a second. Where are we at with Caleb Downs? So I think not only should you have taken him, but even if for some strange reason you did not want him, think about the offers that would be banging on your door with him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What teams would have? It's like we didn't even give ourselves the opportunity. Caleb Proctor was the 32 ranked best player. He's incredibly blessed to be a Miami Dolphin because he was never even going to get picked in the first round, most likely. And we I'm exaggerating a little bit. Maybe not. Sure. Maybe not for sure, but late in the first round. And then you let Caleb down. You let the Cowboys. 2/5. Yes, absolutely. Like it just
they weren't, Zach. They
was
weren't
bad.
prepared. And two things about that. One, the reason why they didn't think about Caleb Downs was because they were so focused on Chris Johnson. They knew that they wanted that corner.
He still would have been available, though.
No, but I'm not saying that. They were thinking they were going to balance that draft with tackle because they have a need certainly at offensive line, guard, tackle in the future.
Always
Boston
have.
Jackson, whatever it is. They had tunnel vision going in there, and they were locked into what they were going to get. They didn't think like, all right, trade possibilities, and they could have got at least got a third.
Of course,
a third
easily.
At 92. I think 92 was Dallas's next pick, but they took two late fits. When I say late fits, these were compensatory picks that they got.
They didn't even think. They didn't think for 2 seconds. Looking back at it, you just draft him. Then you listen to the offers because they're going to be piling in. You're going to have teams that you never even thought because he had a 12% chance to be there at pick 11. He had a 12% chance.
And he was there.
And the fact that you just, take the first offer, that's ridiculous.
I think
I got another thing to touch on real quick. So we were just talking about trade value. Not only did we mess up on that, we also messed up trading up for Chris Johnson, regardless if you liked him or not, okay, and how he turns out to be. The New York Jets did the same trade, arguably. They gave up the 128th pick. What did we give up? The 90th pick.
Correct.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you giving up more than you need to? And for a guy like that, listen, could he be really good? But guess what? You pick 3 picks later. You didn't need to give up a third-round pick. If he's not there after 3 picks, take the next best available. Right. Colton Hood was there. There was other players there that you could have taken. You did not need to reach for him.
I agree.
But you're saying in regards to Chris Johnson.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, and arguably Chris Johnson was ranked as like one of the top cornerbacks in the league, but I do agree. I agree with you for sure on that. You also had guys like Jermod McCoy that was available. Obviously, he was coming off of an ACL injury. Yep. It was ACL, right? It was an ACL injury that
bad leg injury.
Yeah, that he was coming off of. So I understand. I understand it. But when you have a guy like Colton Hood available, now what I will say about Chris Johnson, which I didn't know, he allowed the lowest passing rating in all of college football.
Mountain West, but still.
Which more than that, these guys. This is why I know they took him. They were at that Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he balled.
He balled. He was a top guy. He was fast. He was cut. He checked all the boxes for this. So those guys were dialed into that guy. They knew that they were, and you could tell when they jumped it and they said, "We don't want to miss on this guy." And I get it. I'm okay with it. But Proctor is a project.
He is.
And my concern is what
project.
Saban said about him. And what Saban said about him was, if he's in the building, you coach him up. He's great. Yeah. He's got all the physical skills necessary. He had some production there, but when he's away from the building, he tended to eat a lot.
Krispy Kreme donut. His nickname's Crispy, by the way.
And that's a problem because what's going to happen if the guy gets injured? Is he going to be motivated to come back? If he gets paid, is he going to be motivated to play hard?
Just got paid.
Got paid huge. Got paid, but there's another big contract, in 5 years from now or 4 years from now when they redo it.
You bring a guy like that with that kind of character to Miami. Oof.
Yeah, there's so many distractions in Miami.
Yeah,
forget the strip club. Think about all the food and all that's available.
You better have Trent Williams shadow.
Gambling. That's a good point. Yeah. But to your point as well. I thought that John Eric Sullivan and not so much Hafley. I guess it's a joint effort, but I thought that Sully had that opportunity to gain us our respect and our trust. Because we're some heartbroken Dolphin fans. We don't trust Chris Greer. When we didn't take Caleb Downs, I said to myself, I literally said, is Chris Greer still our manager?
That's what I said.
That's exactly what I said. Me the same
this
thing.
reminds me so much of of it was just, what's the word? What am I saying? What's the word am I saying? It's when you don't make the right decision. negligence.
Yeah.
It was pure negligence that you didn't take Caleb Downs. He's there. He's fell to you. Nah, I don't want him. I don't want him. Nah.
I think they were unprepared for that trade.
But
That's what it was.
I just don't get it. But
Yeah.
yes, now on the upside of things, I want to believe in Proctor. I want to believe in Caden Proctor because
Right.
I want to say they're trying, and the way they tried to make up for it because they did the post game interviews. They were saying like he was rare, he was on the board. Yes, guys like Ruben Bain. Yes, guys like Caleb Downs. Yes, they're going to be generational talents. Yes, they're very good players. But when you see a guy like Caden Proctor on the board, you don't pass up on him. He's a rare species. And I'm thinking like, they're comparing this guy to Laramie Tunsil. They're saying he has that ability. But will he have that ability? Will he be that guy that they think he can potentially be? But part of me thinks, you know what? The agenda is much bigger than what we're seeing. I think that these guys are trying to prepare themselves for a guy by the name of Jeremiah Smith. I think at the end of the day, you don't think we're going to have that much wins next year? Hey, next year you have the opportunity to do it again. And Jeremiah Smith could even possibly fall to us. We still wouldn't take it. We would still mess that up somehow.
I hope we wouldn't.
We were talking
hope we
before the
wouldn't.
show about that because the next year's draft is going to be crazy with quarterbacks and wide receivers. And the Dolphins could be in a very unique position if they finish in the bottom 5 this year of maximum trade value, because if Malik Willis works out, they're not going to go quarterback. They're going to go Jeremiah Smith, and they're going to be able to even probably move back if especially if they hold the number 1 pick, because everyone's going to be knocking on the door. There's probably 6 quarterbacks that are coming out.
How crazy would that be if we got
next
him?
year's draft? This quarterback draft
receiver
will
like
be
that,
like no
dude.
other coming up.
I mean, really, Devontae Parker, really.
Right, and Devontae Parker's not even on Jeremiah.
What was he
Smith.
like, the 11th pick, 8th pick, Devontae Parker?
He's still not on that level.
Not even
obviously.
close.
Right.
He
No, I
never
know you know
He
that.
never even lived out to be.
But and once again, I'm not criticizing whether Proctor's going to be great or not. It was the value
of what was there.
What they could have got out of that was the
Yeah.
killer. That was the killer.
Well, I look back to the 2021 draft, and I remember when we couldn't hit on a guy like Jamar Chase because he went too early. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence went too early. We still had 2 at that point. I mean, I cannot believe that Zach Wilson went 2nd overall in that 21
I can
draft.
tell you where Jamar Chase went. He went 6th.
Jamar Chase went 5th because
whoops.
we then took Jalen Waddle after the fact
At 6th.
overall at 6th.
Yeah.
And I remember being so sick because Waddle's name wasn't that big going into the 21 draft. He also was hurt.
Oh, because he was
He
hurt.
didn't
But
play.
I
He
also
didn't play 2020.
Right, and I was also saying to myself, Penei Sewell, offensive lineman. We can get Penei Sewell to protect Tua. I was so excited about getting Penei Sewell. Followed after that, a guy by the name of J.C. Horn went, and then Patrick Surtain at number 9.
That draft was
I
so
was
good.
just like. But again, it went back to we never draft who I think are who we as a Dolphins fan base think we should draft. It just never happens that way.
Well, it's hard.
I don't know if
too.
that
You
has
got a
ever
lot-
happened with Jake Long or like some of these guys. We have never drafted who I thought that we should draft or the fan base as a whole. We never do. We never do.
And the Waddle pick meant nothing. It meant nothing.
Well, looking at it now, yeah.
It meant nothing. One of those other guys would have still been on this
Well,
team.
Waddle is Chris Johnson right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Waddle is Chris Johnson.
Yeah, he's Chris Johnson.
So-
That's exactly what he is.
We'll see how he pans out, guys. I'm optimistic. Obviously, I just want to trust the system. I want to believe, and but overall, I give us a B on that whole draft.
Well, the late picks are good. I mean, I
get
like
into
Chris
that.
Bell. I don't like the Douglas pick at all.
No one
I thought
does.
That was a crazy reach on so many levels.
drafted.
That's another value miss there. But they did pretty well late, and you're going to see some of these players because I was, you guys know I watch this stuff, I read this stuff, I really get myself really connected to this draft, and I listen to multiple sources, not the ones that just hype things up on ESPN. I'm talking about guys like Chris Sims are excellent, Matthew Berry. They have some really good insight to some of these players, and they break down these players. So, but I do like overall because of the volume of picks and the late round picks. I think they did well, with the exception of Proctor and Douglas. But once again, you never know. Proctor could turn out to be great if they get the right guy. He's only 20 years old. He's young.
That's another
So,
thing.
so
I was
there,
actually 20.
the ceiling for him is tremendous, but
1972.
potential sometimes gets GM.
Saw that? He's got
fired.
1972 tatted on his fingers.
Year we
Nice.
won. But
Beautiful.
he already
Nice,
had
yeah.
that. I guess was his late grandfather that passed.
Nah,
something
his
like that.
stepdad came into his life that year. He said.
Okay, not into his life. He's not even born in 1972.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought that.
We'll check on that meth lab.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
check on that. But no, John.
Or maybe that's when he was born. Maybe that's when he was born, his stepdad.
No.
Oh, a stepdad. Okay.
Right.
Well, let's
'Cause he's
talk.
only 20.
But like you said, though, Papa Smacks, let's talk about some of those late round picks because the steal of the draft for the Dolphins had to be in round 2 with Jacob Rodriguez. Jacob Rodriguez.
Love that
Texas Tech. You should know
Zach Thomas.
some of the best years.
Zach Thomas 2.0.
I was trying to set you up for that.
Yeah.
One of the greatest Dolphins to ever do it. Zach Thomas to come out of there.
was named
And one
after
of the
Zach Thomas.
current great
He held him
Dolphins.
as a baby.
One of the current great Dolphins, Jordan Brooks,
Yep.
captain, leader of the team. They're saying that guy, Jacob Rodriguez, is a ball hog. He's all over the ball. He's a pest. Not only is he a pest, they said the leadership qualities that guy has.
128 tackles last year.
That guy, they said that guy should have went first round. They said that guy was a first round option. But Jacob Rodriguez, dude, he's a problem.
All I heard was about Jacob. I couldn't wait when that fell in their lap. I was like, that he's a green dot guy. So that means he's calling the plays. He's diagnosing it.
Yeah.
He's a bright guy who's a beast.
And Brooks calls the plays right now too.
Yeah, it's a wonderful situation. Their linebackers have never been stronger ever since I could ever remember.
Nell Ellerby and Philip Wheeler.
Yeah, that's weird shit.
That was it. Those were the
What
guys.
are your thoughts
That
on
was the
that?
best
On the
we had.
Jacob
I think he's a
Rodriguez
great
pick?
pick, dude. I mean, it's a position that we didn't necessarily need too much because obviously how good Brooks and Dotson have been, but you can never have enough good linebackers, and a guy like that is special. He's like a Luke Kuechly type.
Well, even more so.
Yeah.
He's a guy. He's more like a Fred Warner who's punching out the ball. He punches that peanut.
I mean,
He
smaller.
practices
He's
that.
smaller than Fred
Yeah,
Warner.
but I'm just saying from what he does, he a great pick. Very happy.
Fred Warner's
and I
incredible.
think I have no doubt that he's going to be
A stud,
for the Dolphins.
Let's touch on another guy. Let's look at Chris Bell out of Louisville.
Yeah.
I heard that was another steal.
Great pick.
I heard had that guy not tore his ACL, he could have been easily a first round pick.
He may not be ready for opening day. By
not
the way,
gonna-
No, he's not going to be. They said probably week 4, week 6, we could see Chris
that's
Bell.
okay. Listen,
but he definitely makes our depth chart with what we have.
100%.
We're preparing for the
Our
future.
depth
there,
chart,
so.
maybe wide receiver 1.
Listen, we also got
I mean,
3 guys and
I mean,
undrafted free.
That's not even that crazy to say.
But you know what, Zach, you make a good point. You said that Chris Bell could arguably be our number 1 wide receiver. Any veterans that are available right now that you would potentially want?
Absolutely. I was just talking to him about it before you came here. Jawan Jennings.
I heard
Why
that
not?
there's an interest in him.
600 yards last year, 9 touchdowns.
I
Was
say
very
let the-
consistent. on the
I say
outside.
let the young guys play. If you sign for a 1-year deal, fine.
Why not?
Well, of course
just a
it'd be a
1-year
one-year deal.
It's just a 1-year deal. I wouldn't get too crazy.
Well, the available wide receivers out there are Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Debo Samuel, Jawan Jennings, Keenan Allen, and Brandon Cooks. Those are your veterans that are available out there that haven't signed.
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry.
He said he's ready.
Where is Jarvis Landry?
Podcasting.
God, did he?
Yeah, podcasting.
Did he fade quick? That guy was so good and
I
faded.
I
my
do want to
favorite player of
mention
all
this
time.
to you
We
guys.
sent him to Cleveland. It was over.
Two
Then he
tight
went to the
ends.
Saints.
Saints, yeah.
Two former Dolphin tight ends are available in free agency right now. Jonnu Smith and Darren Waller. Those are two.
I would like to bring John. I like to bring
why
Jonnu
not?
Smith back. He's
Why
from
not?
this area. He was very productive for the Dolphins.
Why
And
not?
Why not? Just throw him in there. Who
How is
knows
he
if-
not-
who
how is
knows
he
if
not
the guy
signed?
they drafted?
I mean,
is
he's just terrible last year. But
Oh, McCormick from Ohio State. I can't say his name.
Kazmarek.
From Ohio State.
But he's a blocking tight end. That's all he is.
Well, he's going to take Julian Hill's role, is what they were saying.
yeah, where'd he go?
can never have enough.
Julian
blockers in
Hill,
the running game.
Patriots?
Did he?
I think Julian Hill
have
went to
any
the
clue.
Patriots.
You can't get enough blocking with that.
But you
player.
know what? Besides, but not Cater Kohu, but besides us, obviously Storm Duck will be a starter. But guys, we also have Juju Brents. Juju
Yeah,
Brents will
he
be
was
back
good.
after that injury to pair with Chris Johnson. I think we'll have a solid and young.
Who?
He was good for us. He was a former first-round pick.
Who?
Guys,
Juju Brents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for the
that one,
Colts.
Yeah,
for the Colts.
Yeah.
let's do it, whatever.
I mean, he was.
Ooh.
He was. I mean, he was. He was solid before. I mean, he was solid before he got hurt in that game.
Yeah.
And Madrid.
Listen, dude. At the end of the day, with this, we're fighting to get 5 wins here. Hopefully to make us happy.
Listen, I'm okay with being the bottom 5.
As long
I'm
as-
okay with being number 1.
As long as in 3 years we're going to the Super Bowl in
course.
2029,
Set
we're
this
there.
up the right way.
This is what we need to do
Who makes the biggest impact right away with our draft picks? You guys want to say?
with our draft picks.
Yeah, with who we drafted, who can you see being
Probably
a plug-in
Jacob
player?
Rodriguez.
I would say Jacob Rodriguez as well.
And the corner. I think.
And hopefully the corner.
I think
we need that guy to be a stud, dude.
I think.
Chris
Chris Johnson. We need him.
I think
We need
that
him to be a stud.
I think that's why I believe in the still, even despite all the hiccups we had in this draft with value. the volume of players and the quality of some of these players are going to stand out, and this is going to be very exciting training camp to see who really shines.
Let's talk about this for a second. How about Ty Simpson going to the Rams at pick number 13? Why? I have absolutely no clue.
Did you see Sean McVay's
Yeah, he was
reaction?
He was pissed.
He's
Like,
pissed.
can you not show a little bit more emotion?
Well,
He was pissed.
Oh, I'd be pissed too. He's trying to win now. The team's ready to win.
But what does
now.
that have to do with
Eric,
Because you
go
take
Tri-View.
You don't need
All
to
three.
take a guy. There's so many quarterbacks coming out next year. You could trade up next year for that guy. This was an overreach, and it was a shame because the Rams were the favorite, and they're still the favorite, believe it or not.
Yeah, they're favorites to win the Super Bowl right now.
So-
I just thought it was crazy with Sean McVay. I mean,
gotta
like
know
you
your
said, Kari, like showing like.
But show
you know,
some.
he's
But
pissed.
it's politics,
pissed.
though. You know what? I can't.
You don't give a
He
shit.
wears emotions on his
I
sleeve.
Yeah.
can't blame Sean McVay so much because me personally, I wear my emotions on the sleeve. You'll know exactly how I feel about a certain thing. But I think when you're in that realm of professionalism, I think that you put a poker face on. Because what happens is we've talked about this on this show. How do you set a future quarterback up for success? What if something happens to Matt Stafford? God forbid
But
he
you
has
didn't need him. You already drafted Bennett, Stetson Bennett.
I
That's the
get it.
problem.
I get it, but it's always competition.
I get it.
You always have a competition room. Think
But they're
about
ready
what,
to win.
Think about. I understand that, Zach, but think about what our new GM and what our new regime is trying to do. You always have quarterbacks in the room competing. God forbid something happens to Matthew Stafford, right? And let's say you put what's his name into the
Ty Simpson.
no, not Ty Simpson.
Stetson Bennett?
Stetson Bennett into the system. And what if he's not panning out? You still have this guy. And what you guys talked about earlier with trade value, trade the guy away if he's not valuable. Who else on the board what else do they have a need for? Running back?
No, just beef up that O-line a little bit more. Keep Stafford protected.
How about Kenyon Sadiq right there?
Yeah, tight end, dude. Who's their tight
That
end?
would have been.
That would have been a great pick.
But they do have a tight end.
Yeah, but he's not anything
can't
special. He's
think-
been in the league forever.
Sadiq is going to be. He's
third
super.
tight end.
It's just
He's
because it's
uber-
not
I know
football
exactly who he
season.
is.
When it's football season,
Of
you
course,
are sharp
of course.
on this stuff right now. I just can't think right
Dude,
now.
their tight end. Oh my God!
Well,
I bet on him a million times this year.
why
Who's the
can't-
Rams tight
Higbee?
end?
Why can't-
Higbee. Tyler Higbee.
It is Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, Tyler
Yeah,
Higbee.
but they could have used help somewhere.
See, that would have been a good
They're a
pick.
solid team,
I'm-
but
that's all I'm
every
saying.
team could use some help there. They could have went corner. They could have went a lot of different directions there. That was, to me, it was a mistake because you got to know your team. Just like the Dolphins know, we're void talent right now. The Rams are the opposite of that, and when you have a chance to tighten those screws up a little bit and make you a championship team, you got to go for it. And I think that was a big mistake, especially
big mistake?
Drafting him at that pick is a mistake. They could have got value.
And
trade
next year
back.
they can get a
Agreed.
quarterback. Next year they can get a quarterback.
He was never going.
I
13th.
misunderstood what you guys said, so I do apologize. I misunderstood. You guys were saying where he was drafted was a big
Terrible,
mistake.
yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
But in terms of actually just drafting a quarterback, I
Fine.
had no problem with that.
Bro, he was supposed to be going like 30, 31,
Stafford could play
32.
this year and
You
next
could have
year.
traded back with the team. Let's just say to pick 25, acquired way more than you should have, and still taken him. And if worst case scenario he wasn't there, you moved on to someone else. You could have got Drew Aller if you wanted to,
who
like the Steelers got.
You know who got screwed out of that? Arizona really wanted him.
Yeah,
And
they got so screwed.
Arizona.
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck. That's going to be a tough one. I don't.
He's never going to be good in the NFL.
Listen.
Ever.
He has a lot of skill sets.
Never would.
But I just
What
don't-
skill
I
sets
don't
does he
believe
have?
it. He has a good arm. He has a good arm.
That's really important in the NFL.
And he can run.
How about he's not. He's going to get sacked every play.
Yeah, I think he's going to have.
He's going to be the next Pat White.
I didn't really.
Do you know?
gosh.
Do you want to know a crazy stat? Actually, you want to know a crazy stat?
About saying Pat
You want to
White.
know? We were just talking about this a couple
up?
weeks ago. Do you know he never completed a pass in the NFL?
Pat White? I think he went on to play baseball or something after that.
I get it, but how? Let me ask.
I agree.
Let's talk about something. How could you evaluate someone? He didn't even complete one pass. Not even a screen.
That was
Nothing.
the Steelers defense.
Do you know why they took him? I remember Parcells saying this. The main reason why is because they ran that Wildcat and they were in love with the Wildcat and they're like, oh, Pat White's a Wild, and that's why they took him.
Yeah, but he didn't even
It was
complete a
terrible. It was
pass. How is that
terrible. It was
possible?
terrible. He
He played 1 year in the
looked
NFL.
like
That was
he didn't
it.
belong. He
Done.
looked like he-
Second round pick. Bye.
Dude, I mean, he got
He was so
smacked.
He was so good at West Virginia.
I remember watching that game live. I saw that play happen live when he got smacked.
Yeah.
But let me ask you guys a question. Based on the new additions of these three teams, who do you guys think have more of a breakout season for these three teams? I got the Titans, I got the Saints, and then I also have, I'm missing one more, Raiders. Titans, Saints, Raiders.
Great question. Titans all day.
Titans all day.
Tighten up.
I did not like their pick though. I thought the Titans fourth
DN.
fourth,
What they get? The
no,
DN.
the receiver, right?
Parnell
Parnell
Tate?
Tate?
I thought that was a
He arguably is a generational talent if he's not on the
he's a
opposite
possess-
side of the
he's a
ball of
possession-
Jeremiah Smith.
He's not a yards after catch kind of receiver. He's a possession receiver. I thought it was a
He's the
reach.
next Kevin White.
There's so many players. Arvell Reese fell in their lap and they didn't take him. I just thought like it was like what?
It was a little bit of a reach.
I didn't like that pick at all. But I think who did win in this draft for sure. I thought the Giants did well.
You didn't answer my question.
Go ahead.
Out of the Titans, Saints, and Raiders, though, out of those three teams, who are you?
I thought the Raiders had a really nice draft. Not just the quarterback. I just
Well,
thought,
you have Ashton Genty from last year.
yeah, they paired up another running back with him too in that draft. Who did they get?
I forgot who they got. I remember that. They did.
someone late.
They did.
But I thought I remember having a positive thought about throughout that process that I thought the Raiders did well. I thought Dallas did well because of the trade values, both with the Dolphins and the Eagles. I thought they did well there. I thought the Jets did well. The Giants did well. There was a lot of teams that Carolina. God, we got Monroe. What do they got? That guy Monroe Freeling. I think he's a great. He's going to be a great tackle for them. That I thought there was a lot of teams that Tampa Bay did well. I mean, look, Tampa Bay got Reuben Bain at 15. How crazy is that? That was a great pickup.
Yeah.
Who else did
Well, we'll see if he turns out to be good.
How about the Browns?
Yeah, KC.
They got Fanu. They got the tackle Fanu. They got Concepcion. And one of my favorite guys, Denzel Boston, in the second round. That was a great deal. KC did well. They worked on their defense. There was a lot of teams that I thought Seattle getting Jadarian Price at the end of the first round filled a big need for him. Seattle did well. So there were some organizations that did real well. I thought Minnesota was god awful in this. I mean,
Caleb Banks.
did
you see?
I don't know what Minnesota is just They're just falling.
Yeah, I'm trying to
a
think if it
team.
was Caleb Banks that was the viral draft interview, the viral green room phone call. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
It was a terrible phone call, dude. The guy was so dumb.
Did you know which team he was on?
He was like, I don't know. I think it was Caleb Banks, but I don't remember. And he's like, "What's up, dog?" to the owner.
No one has Mekhi Lemon.
Listen, they're all young.
Yeah.
They're all young.
were just
kids.
talking
Think
about
that.
Mekhi Lemon.
But dude, he grew up rich.
He needs a better PR team, though.
He grew up rich
his
in
agent-
L.A. in nice.
He'll be a good. He'll be
Mekhi
fine.
Lemon.
He's a good receiver.
He's an idiot. But my thing with let's speak about
This is how
Mekhi.
we
You
talk.
never answered my question again, by the way.
what was it?
But
Raiders.
you said Raiders. Okay,
Yeah,
so you said
yes,
Raiders. You
sir.
said Titans. I actually agree with the Titans. I think it could be even. I like the Titans as well. Parnell Tate and obviously Cam Ward and
Just everything.
yeah,
Robert Saleh.
dude. Yeah, solid. This is solid.
I don't think he's a good coach.
But now he had the Jets. Like, what do you work?
Yeah.
with?
I think he was once again another guy who was a deer in the headlights as a coach. I loved him as a defensive coordinator.
about
I just don't.
He's not Adam Gase.
Yeah.
I
Or Todd Bowles.
I question whether actually San Francisco's defense wasn't even that great this year with him as a
But they were so banged up.
yeah, but they were
That team was so banged up.
yeah, but they
Offensive
weren't
and
good.
Everything.
I don't believe in him. I thought I used to like him. I
That's
don't.
the
I don't
Shanahan
believe
regime.
him. I
Shanahan
don't like.
regime.
I don't believe in him.
But what were we talking about right before that was fired up? You said something though just now, right before we talked about that. We were just talking about the draft, and then we said something. Oh
You
my
picked
god!
those guys. Who was it?
Oh,
Raiders?
yeah, but
Raiders?
then I
Tennessee?
picked that, and then we're talking about football just now. Oh, back to this is not what I was gonna say.
Mekhi Lemon?
But back to Mekhi Lemon, right? Post June 1st, you're gonna trade AJ Brown to the Patriots because AJ Brown is unhappy with his quarterback. AJ Brown is not a locker room leader. He's a locker room cancer, is what you're saying. Not to say that I'm already trying to label Mekhi Lemon, but the guy just seemed, just based on the way he talks, and yeah, you can get on Caden Proctor and the way that he talks as well.
Awful.
But I'm just like, you're removing one guy that's a veteran that you say is a problem.
doesn't
You're
even
going to
have
bring
a big
Makai Lemon in, who seems like he has an ego, who seems like he can't hold a conversation, who sounds very ignorant, and you're going to replace him.
Why is Philly calling me?
It just does not make sense. I guarantee you they're going to have the same problems. And speaking on A.J. Brown, I was told to jump back into the Dolphins for a second. I heard Chris Bell can be related to A.J. Brown in terms of play. They were saying that Chris Bell's play can resemble A.J. Brown because he's a bigger body.
Good.
And they also related him to Debo Samuel, Debo Samuel, in the way that he can also catch passes in the backfield and take them to the house.
All right. First of all,
Go ahead.
You're not drafting these guys because they can speak well or not speak well.
Sure.
Makai Lemon is more of a really good slot receiver. He's going to be a great slot receiver. And Jalen and
Devontae Smith.
no, Eagles quarterback. Oh my
Jalen
God.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
My twin.
Jalen Hurts is that's exactly what he needs. That's where he
needs
can
what?
excel.
He's not a
Those
deep throw
slot
guy.
rece-
He does.
is those
He
slot
needs guys that can
receivers.
run ding and down.
I think it's a great fit. And listen, they did a trade today they got the Minnesota linebacker Grenard.
That wasn't today. That was
Days ago. Days ago. They got Grenard, right?
Yeah, Jonathan
And for $25 million for 4 years, that guy is lit of a linebacker. So the Eagles once again with Howie Roseman pull the magic and add maximum value.
I will tell you guys because I started to forget this. Remember how I was talking about how the Miami Dolphins never draft players that we think they should draft? I remember when Najee Harris was on the board, and obviously you see how he panned out, and we took Jalen Phillips. I was disgusted. I was already upset about the Jalen Waddle pick. I think that's the same year. If that's not the same year, that's definitely the Javon Holland year. But I remember when we took Jalen Phillips and Najee Harris was available on the board, I was sick to my stomach. I was like, who's this guy? And Josh, actually, our boy Josh, shout out Josh Cantor, he actually said, he goes, you guys are going to like this guy. He also said the same thing, though. He goes, hey, listen, like he almost quit football because he had so many injuries.
He wasn't a great Dolphin.
He was okay.
He was a good Dolphin. I'm not saying he was a great Dolphin, but still,
He got paid.
he still got paid,
Yeah, he
and
did.
he was solid for us
Paid
when
way too much.
And he was solid for us when he was on the field. Besides that injury, he was just hooping right before that
just
injury
hooping.
occurred.
But the mistake
Facts.
was that who'd the Bills get before the Bills
Rousseau.
took after? Rousseau was the pick, and I was telling you that
Greg
before the
Rousseau?
draft. I was like Rousseau.
Yeah, but he's still not unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, but he was
nothing
way
special
more,
either, besides
I
that.
don't know. He was way more productive.
I'd like to
Phillips
pull
has
up a
better
stat
upside than
comparison.
him.
Yeah, pull up those
I would
stats.
like to.
Better
If you guys
upside
pull up
to.
the
than Greg
stats,
Rousseau.
No, Ethan, pull it up. I would
Ethan,
like to
pull
know who's
that up.
better. And I'm not saying Phillips is way better
let me
than
tell you
him,
something.
but I'll tell you it's damn close.
That was one thing Chris Greer actually got right. Definitely got right. Jalen Phillips over Greg Rousseau?
No,
I don't know about that.
I
don't know
disagree.
about that.
What do you mean?
We're going to pull up those
Look
stats.
at the stats.
No,
Pull
no,
the
no,
stats up.
No,
okay,
no,
let's look at the contracts. Who just recently got paid more? They got drafted at the same time.
No, I get it. I get that part.
Let's pull it up.
I think, like you said, I think he's got more upside. But I would be curious to
she's
know.
blowing, bro, she came back blowing you kisses. Hey!
I love it.
Oh, wow.
DN, let's see.
Got a lot of fans outside.
At least the girls don't watch this.
There's a lot of fans just stopping and looking in here.
Jalen
I
Phillips.
feel like we're on the damn.
Hold on. We're not live. I want to know this right now for the people.
Yeah, look it up. We can take our time.
I'm using ChatGPT. Please compare side-by-side career statistics for both Gregory Rousseau, defensive end, and Jalen Phillips, defensive end, NFL.
I guarantee you.
Well,
I've
it's
watched
close.
enough. I don't think it's close.
Wait, who do you think has the upside before you?
Rousseau. I think he had a much better career.
Hold on.
No.
Read him off.
No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir.
No, it's Phillips is better.
Phillips is.
Oh,
better.
okay, hold on. He's
Wait,
played
wait.
one more game than him,
Okay.
which makes no sense because didn't Jalen Phillips miss
He was
a
out.
year and
A
a half?
lot of time.
Yeah.
Jeff Fields has missed
Gregory
multiple
Rousseau
games.
has played 62 games. Jalen Phillips has played 63. We need to check that because that's
what
probably
are the
not true.
stats? Give me the sacks.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips has 205 tackles. Gregory Rousseau has 182. Jalen Phillips has 86 assists. Gregory Rousseau has got 47. 25 sacks for Rousseau, 28 for Phillips.
Wow.
Forced fumble, 6 for Rousseau, 3 for Phillips. Fumble recoveries. No, he's better.
I was kidding.
Phillips, yeah,
Oh, so
in every category,
shocked.
yeah.
I wouldn't have seen.
Yeah, but
it seemed like when I
the
was
eye
watching
test,
them.
bro.
Well,
That's the eye
now we
test.
know why he's gotten paid more than him.
It's the eye test, dude.
Yeah.
Shocked.
That's
Okay.
one thing that
I'm
Chris Greer
mistaken.
actually got right
I'm
when it came to
mistaken.
drafting, for sure. For sure.
You can cancel that clip then.
No, don't cancel. We
They
posted
said-
it, baby.
ChatGPT said, would you rather have the consistent 7 to 8 sack guy every year, Rousseau, or the elite 10 to 12 sack upside guy who battles injuries?
But you said they played the same amount of. Even Phillips played more.
Yeah,
What happened? Rousseau got injured?
I don't know. He must
I
have.
actually have not even heard his name barely mentioned last year. And I
was
watched a lot
watching
of Bills
games.
games.
Yeah.
They're always
Phillips
on
a better
prime
pick.
time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
More sacks, more tackles.
Okay.
What else could you
But
do?
anyways,
Stats don't lie.
I brought that up to only say that was one of the 1 years also too, besides the Greg Russo topic, that I was happy that we took Phillips over Najee Harris. Obviously, you see where his career has went. He's been from from Pittsburgh to the Chargers.
Didn't play.
But he got hurt.
Yeah.
I think he tore his ACL or something like that as well. Achilles.
Wasn't his
I no, I think he had a leg injury as well.
Who?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe.
Najee Harris.
He had an eye issue too.
But anyways, that was one time that we did get it right. So all I'm saying is I'm hoping that with us drafting Chris Johnson and Caden Proctor, that, hey, I would admit my wrong. I would say I trust in
Listen,
JES.
I am praying Proctor is
Hands
the man.
out.
He
dude.
could be.
But he's
Easily
gonna
could
need
be.
he's gonna need to grow up fast and get very disciplined, self-disciplined. He needs self-discipline because that's his problem. When he leaves that building, he could just go off in a tangent. He could start eating. He could get overweight quick. That was his problem, and they said it a lot. So, but he's 20, so people grow up, and maybe he can grow up and he'll have the motivation.
You said something last week, Papa Smacks. You said something in regard to, was it the wide receiver Denzel? What was
I
it?
also love Denzel.
You see, he ended up going to the Browns.
And in the second.
I thought the Browns actually
Browns are great.
they had a good draft.
They
had a good draft.
The Browns are back, baby.
I don't know if I would say they're
at some
back.
point once they get a real quarterback, but once
yeah.
they figure out the right
You
quarterback.
see Deshaun Watson's out there still throwing passes and stuff. He's
They're
at
all-
practice
listen,
and
give him a
stuff.
shot, whatever.
You
They're
paid
paying
him.
for him.
Yeah.
They might as well. Basically, at this point, he's already paid for. So
I'm gonna tell you something. That division with the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Giants, and the Eagles is going to be interesting. I thought that they all did pretty solid in the draft. In my opinion, I thought that they all did well. Obviously, we talk about Mekhi Lemon to the Eagles. We also Sonny Styles to the Commanders. Obviously, they have Bobby Wagner there. That's a veteran as well. I think he's still on a contract.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to remember that Jaden Daniels was hurt last year. So having Jaden Daniels back next year. The only thing is in question, they did lose Debo, so I need to know what other offensive weapons they've picked up.
Well, it's just. I think that division.
Surprised he's
that
still not
NFC
signed,
East is going to
Debo.
be an interesting division because that can go in so many different.
Division's so open.
That division can go in so many.
Giants
different
good
directions.
surprise.
I think Dallas. They fixed their defense in one draft. I mean, one
By just
draft.
getting
they
Caleb
nailed-
Downs, that's
Well,
it.
no, they got a few. They had who was the other guy they nailed on?
Lawrence from UCF.
Yeah,
Stud.
yeah.
Yes, he is a stud.
Yeah,
He's a stud.
Yeah, there was another guy though.
You're not talking about Quentin Williams, who they got from the Jets last year when they traded away Michael.
No,
right?
but something happened with Dallas. They got another defensive guy.
Yeah, he retired.
That I was like, no, but they got someone in whether
Logan
it was a
Wilson.
draft or a trade. You got to look that up. But I thought Dallas did well. But I still think the Giants are on the upside. I mean,
Yeah, I
have
agree.
what they got. I mean, their defense is going to be lit. I think Averill Reese is going to be a great. People are saying, well, he's not an edge rusher, but listen, you could start him off as a middle linebacker, and eventually, as he gets bigger and stronger, he's going to go onto the edge. But you could start him out because they already got enough.
They got so much.
They got so much.
Brian
of the
Burns.
Brian Burns. I mean, that defense
Thibodeau.
is good. Great.
I know we're all
That's
over the place,
exciting.
and not to keep jumping back to the Dolphins, we are a South Florida podcast, but I'm having a brain blast right now. Guys, are y'all not fired up, in Mike McDaniel's words, about this O-line? If Proctor works out, you got Caden Proctor.
It's a big if.
You have Patrick Paul.
Yes.
You have Aaron Brewer.
Right.
What other name did I
got
miss?
the-
Austin
got the-
Jackson.
Austin Jackson,
but
if he stays healthy.
And they got a blocking.
And
tight
you
end.
got a scrambling quarterback
Yeah,
now
that's-
who's durable, who can move out of the pocket, and who has an arm? You tell me why I shouldn't be fired up about Malik Willis in this offensive line if Caden Proctor works out. Tell me why.
This,
I agree.
Tell me why.
This team.
I'm delusional.
This team is actually going to be interesting and exciting to watch because of all the new players that are going on, the new coaching staff, Malik Willis. I think it's actually going to be exciting. I don't know if they're going to win a lot.
The crazy
but they're
thing
gonna be
is that
exciting.
they're either going to be extreme one way or extreme the other way. There's no middle ground, I don't think. I don't think it says a year for mediocrity. I think they're going to be so bad, or they're going to be a little bit above average. I won't say so good.
They're gonna be so-
But I think that, I don't know. I think we're either going to have below 5 wins or above. By the way, you asked last week how many wins we finished with. It wasn't 8. It was 7 wins we finished.
Yeah. I think we'll finish with 5, 6 wins.
This year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fired up about this O-line with Malik.
Okay.
They don't got any talent.
But listen,
You just don't have a wide receiver. You got Devon Achane, who is a wide receiver,
He can
apparently.
play all 17
Remember,
games and be relied on for
he
every
hasn't
week.
missed one yet.
I get it, but it's a lot of relying on.
It's hard to gel a team when you
Very
got a lot
tough.
of new players.
Everything's new.
Everything's new.
Everything.
For them. So you're going to have to take a deep breath, just enjoy them. Hopefully they have some productive flashes of brilliance out
Right,
there.
that's all we want.
And that's all you're looking for. Bell,
They're
we're
not
not
gonna
going to
blow it
rush him back for. We're not going to rush him into
They
the starting
proved
lineup
to
right
you
away.
this year in this draft they're not going to rush into anything.
Yeah.
They're taking it slow. This is a 1-2 year process, and then
Exactly.
3-4 years from now,
Patience.
playoff wins start coming. 5 years from now, we win the Super Bowl.
They did it. They
That's what
did
it's gonna
enough
be.
in this draft.
That's what it's going to be.
They did enough in this draft to set them up for future success.
I agree.
That's what it is.
Are we changing our tone on Caden Proctor already with the number one?
I'm not.
No,
with the first round, 12th overall pick?
I
We're
think
all
that-
rooting. Okay, we're
Because
rooting
now you
for
guys
you.
are saying
We
now,
want-
we're setting
like-
ourselves up for success.
I feel like he would be a good guy to get on the pod. We just have to raise the cameras.
Caden Proctor,
Can you
1972.
even fit in the studio? You're so friggin' big, dude.
I'm switching to NHL right now.
go.
I'm fired up on NHL right now. I actually predicted every single series right so far. If you guys are following my
Yeah, you
picks,
are nailing it.
you'd see that I've been nailing everything. Points,
You won me
parlays.
some money, bro.
Yeah, we're
Thank
we're
you.
just destroying it right now. But somehow Phillies may blow this lead right now, which is disgusting. What's the score of this game? They're down 2-1. Oh God,
Philly is?
Phillies
Yeah,
down
that series, that
3-0
series might go
up
7.
to may go
that
7.
could go right back to 7, which is crazy.
Ridiculous.
Oh, you got Crosby, and yeah, they can.
But I'll tell you what, some crazy series that have been happening right now. How about the Edmonton Oilers down 3-1 to the Anaheim Ducks, winning the game all game,
And
3-2. They're up 2-0, mind you. They're winning 3-2. Anaheim comes back, beats them in overtime. Unfortunately, not with Troy Terry, but
And losing,
it's okay.
losing regulation, and obviously they're looking to see if that goal passed the blue line. Baby, it was very obvious.
Overtime. But yeah,
Yeah, no, if it passed the blue line.
you said in regulation.
The end of I said no, I said extended. Go back and listen to it. I said extended regulation.
Oh,
not in regulation.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
anyways, but dude, the puck crossed the blue line.
Yes, it did.
It's just like the fact that everyone's like, oh well, there was no refs around when the didn't matter, baby.
Didn't
Like,
matter.
when they played that replay, you can see clearly it passed the line.
Yep.
Honestly, I did not see this though. I did not see Edmonton being a first round exit. I did not see that
crazy.
at all against the Anaheim Ducks. We talked about Anaheim beginning of the season, saying how they were young and gritty and how good they are. But Edmonton, they have went to the Western Conference Finals 2 or 3? Two years back.
2 years back to back.
2 years.
Problem.
No, 3 years back to back. Didn't they lose to Vegas in 22? Fact check me on that one. Who did
No,
Vegas
they can't
beat
lose to Vegas.
in the Western Conference Finals?
Did they lose to Vegas? I don't think it was.
Well,
them.
either way, we know it's the last 2 years they went to the Western Conference
Yeah.
Finals and then to the Stanley Cup
no,
final.
they've been
to see
incredible.
them be a first round exit. What did they really lose besides Corey Perry, besides Evander Kane?
They have no goaltending.
I understand that.
That's what it is. They got no goaltending.
But
They-
in
they're
addition
sa-
to that, that's part of the problem, though. If you're going deep in these playoffs, this is a very physical sport, and that's what happened to
Yeah.
the Panthers too. They have great talent, but they got beat up.
Yep.
After a while, your bodies get beat up, and then you got Anaheim who plugged in a couple players. Some
Back
free
when
agent-
Phil.
I mean,
They got
did a great
arguably the best
job of
coach.
filling that thing. And matter of fact, that was the one team that you told me I really liked them in the beginning. Of the
I bet them
season,
to
so
win
I
the
bet
cup
'em.
at 60 to
I
1.
bet 'em. I didn't bet
It's
that.
not going to
but I bet
happen,
'em.
but
Zach has been high on all the young blood.
You're
Zach
great.
is
Yeah.
the guy
You are
on
great
young.
on the NHL.
He
I
loves-
gotta
that's
say.
my.
You're
I
great.
print on NHL.
Well, Ross isn't going to give you credit for it, but I'm going to give you credit because he's also giving you credit behind the scenes. Zach knows his expertise on hockey because of you. You are a big reason
true.
for it. Give him
Very
his
true.
flowers. Let's give Zoot his flowers.
And he knows too. We've been talking
He
every
knows.
night about NHL. He was pissed that he didn't listen to me on these goal scorers yesterday.
you were-
We would have won.
You were big on all the young teams. Minnesota Wild, you called it from day one.
Sabres,
Anaheim Ducks,
playing
you
good.
called on day one. Buffalo Sabres, you called on day one. I feel like we're missing a team. There's somebody else you called on day one that's young,
You like the Philadelphia? They were a young team.
but it wasn't even them.
I know.
Someone
But I
else.
know
he's-
that they're a young team with a lot of talent, so he liked them.
I think we got to talk about this Buffalo series. Unbelievable.
Buffalo, yeah.
They win. They go.
series,
They
dude.
go into Boston are up 6-0. I mean, that's 4-0 in the first period. They win the game 6-1. They're going to win this game with flying colors tomorrow. Lions minus 170. There's no chance. Minus 1.5. They're going to. That team is so bad right now. Jeremy Swayman comes off the bench, starts screaming at the players.
I saw that yesterday as he's going into the locker room.
They had 2 shots on goal in the first period.
Listen, the city of Boston is reeling. They also fired their baseball coach.
Alex Cora's gone. Everyone's gone.
I saw that.
The whole
If I was
staff.
in Boston, I'd run. I'd go find a new.
No, well, they're all happy about the Boston Celtics.
Yeah,
right
the Celtics
now,
is the only thing.
I mean, Boston Celtics
and
have a
possibly
chance.
the Patriots, I guess.
Yeah, well, Patriots with the addition of AJ Brown, but we'll stay in hockey. But no,
They're going crazy.
No, but yeah, seriously speaking though, but you got to think though, a lot of the Boston fans did not really think that the Bruins were going to get out of the first round. I've been talking to some at work. They all thought they were going to be a first round exit, so they're not too hyped on the Bruins, being eliminated. At least they got a game in.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say, forget that game. Why are we even talking about the Boston game? Can we talk about the Lightning Canadian series, dude?
That's
the
the best
Lightning
series right now.
Canadian series, because I am hate watching, and it feels so good not having stress because my team's not in the playoffs, which, again, you guys can make fun of me. I don't care. We got 2 Stanley Cups back-to-back, baby. We've been there
We can
3
take a
times
year
back-to-back.
off, right?
We can take a year off. We'll be back there next year. But back to it. Dude, I love hate watching the Lightning, even though they found some way to come back and win that game last night. Freaking Canadians, the Habs. The Habs are up 2-0 going into the second period. 2-0. And they allowed 2. They let Jake Guntzel get a goal in, and then freaking Brandon Hagel gets 2 goals back to back to seal that game. What happened, Suzuki? What happened, Zach? I'm sorry.
It's bad. It was
passionate
a bad,
right now.
Terrible loss.
I'm upset.
Terrible loss for Canadians.
You
They
win
win that game at
you go
home.
3-1.
You go up 3-1 against Tampa. You got 3 games to beat them. It's tough now going back into Tampa. I think the momentum changed, and actually, this is how dialed in I am. It's the only series I left off. Only series I didn't take because I thought it was such a coin flip.
It is a
and it is
It
a
is a
coin
coin
flip.
flip.
I thought these teams are so evenly matched. I mean, obviously you got the great goaltending in Tampa, but you got better players. I shouldn't say that. You got younger players on the Canadians. You got better players on.
But
Tampa.
I wanted to ask you, who's the difference maker in that series for Tampa? Is it Hagel or is it Andre Vasilevskiy? I can't even say his name.
No, it's
Say it
no
for me.
question. It's Andre Vasilevskiy, but no, it's 100% Brandon Hagel. I mean, he's got 5 goals in 3 games.
No, dude, 6 goals and 7 points thus far.
Yeah, he's been incredible.
He's playing great.
He's been incredible. And the Canadians, they gotta figure out a way to come back if they want to win this series.
Yeah, dude.
They gotta strap in.
I mean, too early to pick, but Brandon Hagel, he may be eyeing a Conn Smythe award. He may be Sam Bennett this year.
Yep.
He may. The way that he already has 6 goals within how many games is that? With 4 games?
4 games.
I mean, if you look at the algorithm, he's playing very well. But I do want to say to you, you talk about coin flip with the Lightning Canadian series. Sir, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but the Wild Dallas series is a coin flip. Those teams look so even at times, and the Canadians remind me so much of the Wild. Not the Wild, I'm sorry. No, that's what I meant to say. The Canadians remind me so much of the Wild because they're ahead in games, they're doing well, and somehow, some way, Dallas, I'm sorry. I knew what I was going to say. Dallas reminds me so much of the Canadians because the Wild snuck back in that game and won.
Yep.
The Wild snuck back in that game and won. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, they had so many. I'm sure you watched it, but when it got to overtime, it was their game. It was just at that point when they scored.
Matt Boldy scored the game-winning goal,
back
right?
Twice.
The way he did it too.
He scored it, and then they called it back. No goal, and then he scored again. 3 minutes later.
Freaking Matt
He's
Boldy.
been incredible.
I mean, he
And
was great in the playoffs.
Jake Onger's been so good, but the Minnesota goalie Valstad, or is that how you pronounce his name, has been so good. And if they can find a way, somehow, some way tomorrow to win in Dallas, oh boy, I'm in for a treat.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Zax Max. Can the Avalanche beat the Stars or the Wild? Or who do you think is going to be more of a competition for the Avalanche?
I mean, I obviously have Minnesota going all the way, knowing that they were going to play the Avalanche, obviously. But I think that Minnesota can give them a run for their money. I think it's going to be tough. I think that
That'd
game.
be a great series.
It's a great series. Avalanche are so good. They have so many good players on that team.
Cale Makar.
Yeah, I mean, they just have so many hockey
They've been
players.
great all season.
They've been great all year. They've been
It's
great.
their year
They've
to.
been
It's
great.
their year to lose. I think. I think it's the Avalanche year to lose. I did have higher hopes though with the Vegas Knights. I did not think they would struggle against the Utah Mammoth. I didn't. I thought that Vegas played good hockey during the regular season. Although they're in a crappy division, like obviously like it was an easier division. I just thought the Vegas would put up a better fight than they've done thus far.
And they didn't play that great. They fired their coach. Philly just tied.
I understand that. Yeah. Well,
He's back.
Yeah, of course, Konecki instead of Zegers. Awesome.
Travis
One of the other two. It's one or the other every single game. But at least they're in the game now.
I didn't put anything on it tonight.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby, no shots on goal right now.
What a great going out game, huh? But what other game in that series that we didn't talk about?
Oh, the Hurricanes. Wow.
Yeah.
What a great
Oh,
performance that was.
come on,
I mean,
we knew
Ottawa's
that
not
was-
very good, but for them to go in there, sweep them like that in close games.
Speaking of Ottawa, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even write that on the itinerary for tonight. But let me ask you a question: who are you willing to trade up to get Brady Tkachuk, or do we need Brady Tkachuk? Because I know Lusteranen's going to be a free agent. I think at the end of this year.
I don't think they need Brady Tkachuk.
You don't think we need him?
No.
Okay, because a lot of Panther fans are saying we don't need him. We should get him.
I don't think you need Brady Tkachuk on this team. I think this team's going to be very, very good.
And why trade for him too? Because I think Brady Tkachuk is a free agent at the end of this year. So if he wants to sign a small hometown deal, and I don't know, I say hometown, I guess because his brother plays for us, but yeah, I don't know, but
Can I ask you a question?
he's on
Did
MLB.
they just take out the guy with 5 2/3 innings?
You're kidding.
CC's pitching?
Let me look. Hold on.
Yeah. Just hit it. 17 and a half outs. He has 17 outs. He's under. I hit it because they just took him out.
Yep, they just pulled.
That's a W. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, it just paid me. It already paid you too.
Did you? Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Got my money back from yesterday.
I don't know if you saw that clip, but that was what he's talking about, the AI clip of Dylan Cease.
The one that you posted yesterday?
I posted it today.
Or I saw it, but yeah, I did see it.
And he got exactly 17 outs. His under was 17 and a half, and he just hit it. They just pulled him. Thank you.
Zach, I got a little segment for you. I want to go over the last 5 Stanley Cup winners within the last 5 years. Anyways, I want you to blind rank those 5 Stanley Cup winners. You ready for this?
Blind rank in terms of knowing who they are, right?
Yeah, of course, but you don't know, of course. I guess it is blind ranking, but it's not. But I just want you to rank them, I guess, essentially. Starting with the 2022 Colorado Avalanche. Where do you rank them, 1 through 5 on this list? You know who's coming.
2022
Colorado Avalanche. They defeated the Lightning in 4 games.
Yes, they did. That's number 1.
Ooh.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Correct.
All right. So we got the Avalanche. Alrighty. I want to ask you the 2024 Florida Panthers.
5.
5. Wow.
Yeah, because
The next year was way better.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Not
not way
close.
better, but better.
All right.
Not way better. They're both.
The-
sorry, 4. Vegas was 5.
Yeah.
Vegas was because that was a nothing cup.
All right.
That was when we shouldn't have been there.
So we have the Panthers at 24. You already jumped to it. You said you put Vegas at 5.
Yes.
So that leaves 1 and 3. We also have the 2025 Florida Panthers.
1, no question.
Alrighty. And which leaves number 3, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning 2021.
Yeah,
Very fair.
Who defeated Montreal 4-1.
I don't even think anyone would disagree with any of those picks.
I love
Let us know, viewers. What do you guys think?
I think that's
I love that.
right on the money, actually.
That's right. Yeah.
Vegas was 100% number 5. It was a nothing cup.
25.
We shouldn't have even been there. 25 Panthers
was right up there with
it
some
was-
of the
that was
best.
good.
You could have
I've ever seen.
you
in
could have
hockey.
you could have
I've been
put
around.
dollar cost averaging in stocks. You could have done that every single week when the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup that year. You would have
That's
been a
true.
millionaire.
They made me some serious.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I put way more on them. 10 grand. I should have won 150 grand that year.
What would you have put instead? What would you put? 1,000?
Yeah, but I'm saying like I would just keep putting money every single
We
week.
were loading up on the Panthers. They're both years.
Yeah.
Both times they won, we had them.
Yeah, I'm gonna load up again next year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Dude, you had a year off. You got to think about
They're
it.
still so good.
I love back to what you said, and I love that you guys.
If they
still
get
believe.
Hellebuck, if they have Bob, I'm not going to do it because he's Swiss cheese at this point. But if they get a new goalie in here, then I think that.
I think Bob can bounce
He's been
back.
talking about that. He's been saying that.
no.
But Papa Smacks, you said something earlier, and what you said earlier was, it's a lot of wear and tear on your body when you talked about Edmonton. You think about the Florida Panthers have going to the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row. Don't forget the 4 nations that they played in. Right. Don't forget the Olympics. A lot of our key players played in all those extracurricular activities outside of the Florida Panthers arena. Think about those other things that they played in. Now, if you look at it, we got all this time off where you got Brad Marchand, you got
they're all gonna get
Sasha Barkov. You got all these guys that are going to come back next year. Kachuk, who played half the season with the vengeance. Seth Jones, Dmitry Kulikov. All these players, and that doesn't even account for who we're going to add in the offseason. And also, too, our draft pick, which I was talking to Zach about this. We weren't sure exactly how it works so much in hockey, but we were saying if we could trade that draft pick and get something exceptional, like a goaltender. By the way, he has not got extended yet, like you said he was.
I know. Great.
Ben Rice
I have him to get a home run today.
Ben Rice has not got his extension, like you said.
I'll say that every show. Ben Rice is great.
We know that. We don't have to keep glazing the Yankees, anyways.
Oh my God.
But
this is going to hit.
Yeah, okay, but hang on one second. What were you saying about...
This is what happened when we were trying to do a sports podcast. And
I am watching...
It's also a gambler over here.
All our bets are hitting.
Interrupting the segment. Yes!
All our bets
Forget Kahari's take. Yes!
But those Panthers, I believe in the organization with starting with Bill Zito. I believe in the incredible talent that's on that ice. I believe in the coach. I believe
Paul Maurice.
And I like the fact that, you know what, this year they didn't have to play in the playoffs. Let everybody rest and come back strong and win the next one.
Next year, it's going to be a problem.
If they're not the favorite going in, them and Colorado.
I can't wait for the odds to come out, guys. After the Stanley Cup final, like whoever wins, I cannot wait to see how they try the Florida Panthers.
I would jump
We
on
definitely
Get
should
them
be.
early. Get them
Dude,
early.
that's a good thing if they try us.
If I had to guess,
great.
No, it's going to be a little bit more than that.
More than 10 to 1?
It's going to be like 12, 13 to 1.
Grab it.
Oh, I would milk that. Milk that.
Yeah, it's going to be like 12, 13.
Put a couple hundred on that.
Dude,
and,
I will put that bet with you in. I will put whatever that bet is. I will put it in with you.
I'm going to put probably 1,000 on it.
Oh, yeah.
I would say it's worth
and I'll
it.
take it for half that.
Yeah.
I'll do $500.
If the Yankees keep up this winning, I'm going to put
you gotta
$5,000
wait a
on
whole
them to
freaking
win.
year to get
Pays
that-
like 40
get paid.
G's.
You gotta wait a whole year to get paid on it, though.
I know that's the problem.
That's the only thing that sucks about it.
But I remember,
It's
like,
right at the end.
when he put that money last year on the 25 Panthers, I remember I was asking, are you going to early cash out? No. Are you going to early cash? No.
Never early cash out. Also, and for anyone watching this, you can always make more money hedging your bet yourself instead of early cashing out, unless it's like a crazy, crazy amount of money and you need the money. Then obviously cash.
Hard Rock will never sponsor this podcast after.
No, they definitely won't.
Did you invite John Eric Sullivan to join us on the show at
I'd
any
love
point?
to.
Because I think we'd love to talk to him because listen, we still believe
We would.
in you. We believe in you.
Kevin Harlan's coming, by the way.
gotta
He
look
went
at
back
what
to the
they do.
Keys. He's coming on. I was just telling him.
Oh,
It's going to be in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You're getting some really nice.
Smoke Perp almost came on tonight. He's been texting me all day.
Yeah, we're gonna get some more, but this is great. I mean, this is so far so good, and
I mean, we pretty much hit on everything.
I'm just fired up. NHL playoffs in full. But we didn't even touch on the NBA. How shitty is that product, huh?
the NBA. What the hell?
I don't want to say it's shitty. I would
I
just
just don't
also
get
say,
into
too,
it
I don't know how many of you guys are watching as many games as I am to really
Game
like
sucks.
toying.
I
The
had
only-
2,000 on the Lakers last night. 3 minutes before
right,
the game.
well, it's
3
funny you
minutes
said
before the game. 3 minutes before the game, I texted the bookie, cancel. I wasn't feeling it.
What was how did that finish last night? I
They
didn't
got
see-
blown out by 30. the
All right,
Lakers.
but
I
LeBron
canceled.
has played. I mean,
Carrying
to have
them.
he's carrying it. Amazing at that. How old
No
is he?
Lu-
41.
No. First of all, no Luka.
41.
Amazing.
No Luka, no Reeves.
I get it.
This guy's out there balling with Luke
Steals,
Luke
everything.
Kennard.
He's making it happen.
Dude,
He has
at
to be retired
41
after
years
this year.
old.
Oh, yeah.
At 41 years old, LeBron is out there.
He's not going to, though.
He's handling
He's
them.
gotta go.
He's
And
not
what
going
a
to.
disappointment Kevin
And,
Durant has been.
As your grandfather always says, and on a good note,
He's not going to do it.
it's gonna end on a
You think he retires?
No, not LeBron. You know what? I call bluff. LeBron goes, "Oh, I'm not the type of guy that wants a farewell." BS. You don't want a farewell, LeBron?
no, he's old.
You don't want a farewell? Come on.
he's
Oh,
old
I'm just going to hang it up, and that's just going to be it.
who
LeBron will announce when he's retiring the season before, the tickets will be sold out. There's no way that guy just goes, "Oh, I'm retiring." Same way that
Think about how much those tickets are going to be.
Same way Alex Ovechkin is going to be playing this year. He's going to play. He's not going to retire. Ovechkin's not retiring this year.
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
Kopitar's done.
He's going to play
Who
again. I
retires
saw
first
that.
in LA? Stafford or LeBron?
It's a great question.
I think Stafford.
year.
If he
Same
has,
year.
if they win this year, I think he's still going to go one more year.
He
because
is.
He's going to have that.
He would.
So I see him for 2 years.
Trying to avoid his wife. I would avoid her.
No,
too.
why?
I mean, she liked. Never mind.
Whatever.
YouTube it.
I don't want to get into that.
I don't know. There was some bad stuff with her, but she was also super
Well,
sick.
speaking
right?
of bad stuff, how about Vrabel not being at the draft for the round 3? And think about that. He's a great recruiter. So the fact that he couldn't even call the undrafted free agents and try to recruit them because
They let
that
Robert
is hard
Kraft
for
do it from the massage parlor.
Yeah, that is a bad look, and more stuff is coming out about.
Let me ask you guys a question. Can I ask you guys a question on this? And I won't even make it about color, even though some people will think. How come that a guy like Ime Udoka would lose his job with Boston in same place, Boston, Massachusetts, also New England Patriots? How does Ime Udoka lose his job for hooking up with one of the people, the staff on the team, versus Mike Vrabel does the same exact thing and still has his job?
I don't think it's a color issue.
I didn't say it. No, I said not. I said it's not a color issue.
I'm never all about that. I think that's like overblown, and not that I'm black or whatever, but it has nothing.
I said it's not a color.
I am so. It's definitely like it's an organizational thing, and Robert Kraft.
What it comes down to.
You know, listen. They also there's a lot of good about that guy, but what he did and this whole Diana, what's her name again?
I don't even know.
I don't know her name.
The beat reporter, right?
Yeah,
the
she's
husband
just
with 2 kids.
there's even talk
she
that
divorced
they
now?
may want to do a DNA test to see if one of those
The
kids.
kid's name is Mike.
Mike. It's
I did
crazy.
see that. That's
It's crazy. If you look at some of the interviews with her, they were interviewing her a few times. She was on a couple shows. Like you start to question, like
These guys
what
are so
the
dumb.
hell's going on there?
The way she even talks about her husband.
Yeah,
She
like
joked about like, oh, if our
there's
marriage will
nothing.
work out or something like that.
Yeah, it's not working out.
Something
That's what she
crazy.
said.
But anyways, I only asked that. I said not to make it a color issue, but I was just curious as to. I wanted to know why the standards were different that a guy like Mike Vrabel would keep his job versus a guy like Ime Udoka who
It's
had
an
a great team.
It's an
So
organization.
you're just saying it's case by case.
Of course it is.
Okay.
It's always that way. When people put that stuff into it, it's just like I honestly believe that people are people, and you don't have to look at someone black, white, whatever. I think if they got the job, they got the job. Cora lost his job, but he was because of Joey Cora lost his job.
I know that
because he was just the team was bad. I mean, I really don't think people sit there and think about what color they are, or you just look at the person and you look at the situation. Why he lost his job, I don't know. I can't speak why the Celtics got rid of him, but for whatever their reasons were, those are their reasons.
Okay.
That's it.
Case by case.
And I think that's what
It is case
It's not
by case.
more. It's not more.
I
than
think
that.
so too. I've always thought that. I mean, in anything though in life, not
Exactly.
just sports.
I think you just need to look at it that way. That's all.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents on it.
Sounds good. Anything else, Zach? Any other takes?
I think that's it. Aaron Judge just went back to just hit a home run back to back.
Phone's falling a lot. You maybe
Yeah,
get
Yankees
a
are going to
fix
run
now?
away with that division. It's not even.
I know.
There's just
You can
no
get
one-
8-1 on them right now to win the World Series.
Yeah,
Why not?
They're definitely going to win that. When
No, wait,
think
what'd
about
you
when
just say?
Garrett when
They're
Garrett
definitely going to
Cole,
win the American East. He said. American.
Oh, I thought you
League.
said to win
when
the
when
World
they're
Series.
think about their pitching staff.
not even close.
Cole comes back. Rodon comes back.
Not close.
Then you got Fried. That's 3.
Max Fried.
You have 3 right there. You go to the playoffs.
You didn't even say Schlittler.
Schlittler. You go to the playoffs with
Not
that
close.
lineup.
They're gonna win the
They're
World
gonna
Series.
they're gonna win a lot of games this
Put
year.
all your money where
They're
your
gonna be
mouth is.
on. They're gonna
Do
win.
whatever.
Bet
I risked $5,000, $6,000 a day.
They're gonna be.
Of
They're
course
gonna
I
be
will.
dangerous. They're gonna
I
be
have
tough in the
6,000
playoffs.
pending bets today. I honestly, I just think that I think that it's not going to be close. I really don't.
I
I think
agree.
that their pitching rotation, the way it is right now, you got Ben Rice. He's second in the league in average, second in home runs. Not going to even be close.
You know he's not even playing, which you brought to my attention.
Jason Dominguez,
Well, that too.
he's
but-
playing now.
Yeah, but what about what's his face? The guy we got from Miami.
Jazz Chisholm?
Jazz Chisholm doesn't even crack that lineup sometimes.
Yeah, he does. He's
I
only
mean,
missed
well,
3 games this year. 4 games.
Four games.
Four
Well,
games
he
at
went on a
most.
stretch lately of him not playing.
No, he's playing now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's playing good. He had 2 hits last night.
Yeah, but he was out for a couple games. I noticed.
Yeah, he had back-to-back home runs. He hit one in Boston.
Yeah,
He was in a slump for a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he's been playing
better.
good now.
You know,
He's
you-
been
like
playing
you-
great defensively too, which
Like
is
you
important.
said, you guys were due for a loss after going on an 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, they're blowing them out right now.
Yankees are
They're blowing out Texas already.
That's great.
They're blowing out everyone.
I think this is going to be a great year for the Yankees with win total because of their pitching, the dominance of
The
their
pitching is so good.
It's going to carry them right through, especially when Cole and Rodon get back. It's
crazy.
It's lights out.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Yeah.
I think their problem will be when they have to play the National League winner, which should be
Dodgers, but the Dodgers haven't been all that.
Yeah,
They haven't been all that.
Still the
It's
Dodgers.
very early.
They're still the Dodgers, and they got Ohtani.
Meanwhile, the Marlins do play them tonight. Shohei should not be pitching this week, which is great.
He is pitching. He may not bat.
He is pitching though.
Yeah.
Because he just pitched a few days ago.
No, they all do. They pitch every 5 days.
I know that, but I'm saying though he just pitched like.
They said that he's pitching most likely on a couple days, but he's probably not batting.
I don't know if we talked about this last time, but you have to go. You're not a Yankee fan though, but anyone that doesn't go to a Yankee home opener and go to Billy's and get there
about
early.
That you say you can't move in there though.
It was
pitching
great.
tomorrow.
It was such a great experience.
Against junk.
You got to go to an open day Yankee game. It's great. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
We had a blast.
You got on the wrong train though.
No, we got on the perfect train because the next train was full and we would have never gotten to Billy's. So it worked out perfect. I mean, it was a shame we weren't on that one, but we beat the.
Who cares? We wouldn't have been able to move.
We would never.
You said you couldn't move when you did go.
No, fact. We wouldn't have really been able to.
Never got in.
Yeah, Chris didn't
the
get
line
in.
was around the building. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Billy's is great.
I think that's where we'll wrap it up. Let's go Flyers. Let's go Minnesota Wild. I want to come back in here next week and cash that 47-1 ticket on the every single series other than the who did I leave out? Canadians Tampa series.
Tampa
Anything
Bay.
else you guys got?
Tampa Bay is grinding that series.
Yeah. I think they're going to win next game, unfortunately.
That was a big deal coming back and grinding that win.
Last thing I would leave with is I'm hoping the Wild lose. No offense. If they do win, I mean, good for you. But I am hoping the Wild lose. I am hoping that Tampa loses. I told you I'm hate watching. But other than that, it looks like the Buffalo is taking care of business because I didn't want the Bruins to lose as well. But other than that, just fins up. Fins up.
We're fired up. Caden Proctor, come on the show somehow, some way. Yeah. I'll have Ethan make that. Please come on. I feel like he'd be easier to get on the show than Malik Willis. He's still new here.
Yeah,
I think
Malik Willis.
I'll probably do his house at some point.
Caden, if you come, we'll have a dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts, brother. Please come.
And if you come on the show, I'll take care of your house
that he's going to buy.
Yeah, well, I'll take care of handyman
that
stuff.
Contract.
I'll take care of it for you.
Caden, come on the show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. It's your boy Zach Smacks. Peace out.